The morning of November 28, 2016 was the first day back for students and faculty after Thanksgiving break. What would have been a regular morning turned into a chaotic and violent scene. At approximately 9:52 a.m., Abdul Razak Ali Artan drove a Honda Civic into a crowd outside of Watts Hall, exited the car, and began stabbing people with a butcher knife, ultimately injuring 11. William Clark was one of those 11 victims. He spoke with us about his experience that morning and his life after the attack.
Well, I taught a class. The class was at 9 o'clock. So 9:55 or whatever, I went back to the office in Watts Hall. And there were a number of sort of bookkeeping things to be done. I usually put material and videos up afterwards and so on. So I was about ready to start doing that. So, I was making coffee and getting ready to do that. And the building fire alarm went off. So we were all standing outside in the street. And it was cold. Everybody said, okay, fine. And I started to walk back towards the back entrance of the building. And as I did so, I suddenly, at the corner of my eye, caught this silver flash, and there was some shouting. And this car rode up on the pavement and hit one of those concrete blocks there and just slewed around because it took the whole front end off the car. And it hit me in the lower leg. And so, I went down on the ground hard. And so my first concern was to sort of check and see what was working and what might be broken and what might not be, whether I could get up. And so I was doing, and it was, slightly dazed, so I was doing that fairly slowly. And in the meantime, I started to hear this sort of commotion going on the other side of the car, out towards the street. And as he had got out of the car and started attacking people. So it's important to emphasize just what an isolated incident this is. I've been here 35 years, and that's the first of that kind of thing that's happened. And as I say, we were fortunate in it was relatively minor. It's happening, we do have, unfortunately, incidents like this going on university campuses. But I think it's very important to reassure people that this is an outlier. And, if you're a student or if you're a parent with a student here, your son or daughter is pretty safe on this campus. At the end of the day, life goes on. And the worst thing that could happen at an incident like this is that everybody changes the way they go about things. You obviously want to be careful, and you obviously want to make sure that you don't do something foolish. But on the other hand, you can't turn your routine upside down and take your way of life upside down. Otherwise, those people who want to destroy things win. And so you say, fine, we go on. We take whatever necessary precautions necessary, but life continues.